Welcome back to another episode of Sound Pals Go to the Movies. Today I'll be reviewing the movie Inside Out 2. So just a fair warning, there's going to be spoilers up ahead, so you've been warned. We follow Riley into her teenage years as she encounters new emotions. So let's begin with my first pro. The cast still holds up even if Mindy Kaling, disgust, and Bill Hader, fear from the first film, do not return in part 2. The rest did a great job in their returning roles and the new emotions. I really also enjoyed Ron Funches as Floofy, cough cough, Dora the Explorer and Blue's Clues, and James Austin Johnson as Pouchy, cough cough, Mickey Mouse Playhouse and Backpack from Dora the Explorer, along with Young Yeah doing the voice of Lance Blade, which is funny because he is parodying Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy, and he also did voices for the actual game Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Reunion. So that is a nice joke placed in there to play off some stuff that he has done before. Also, I found it adorable for June Squibb playing Nostalgia when she walks in and then they take her out, telling her it's not the right time, they're going to call her later. It's this whole thing of how when we get older, we start becoming nostalgic, and that is one of the emotions that is present there. So sort of this little future Easter egg, if you will. Also, when I think of it, there are a few actors that actually came out in movies directed by Frank Oz in his movie In and Out. So that's an interesting connection because him and June are both in this film and they work together in that other film too. I mean, I don't know what to make of it, but it's there. Also, the fact that Bobby Monahan, Frank Oz, and Flea voiced characters in this film was a nice Easter egg since they're not really marketed in the posters. Nothing that really stood out in the roles, but just knowing that they're in the film and having minor roles is kind of a Chad move for them to do. Next pro, the infamous A113, which everybody knows is in Pixar films, is present in the film and can be seen over the vault as ACXIII in Roman numerals, but there are more Easter eggs to be spotted, like the lamp on the coach's desk and the binoculars that Joy and Sadness use. This is something about Pixar that I have always admired, how they plan their films for both kids and adults and everything in between. So they cover most of their bases, knowing their target audience, and they put a lot of thought into this. So if you're a kid who goes to see this, you're going to enjoy it. If you're a parent, you're also going to enjoy it. If you're a teenager, middle age, older generation, the visuals and the story and the jokes hit everybody differently. Next pro, loved how they used the traditional animation mixed with computer animation. It didn't really feel as a flex on their part. It's just like something that needed to be bridged between the both mediums and also bridge the audience. It was like a nice hug between the generation gap of fans. And now on to my cons. I feel that this film is missing something that the first one had with Bing Bong. Not to say that I want the film to have a downer part, but that's what made the first film relate to me. A change in life and losing one's innocence as they're growing up. When people find out life is not so easy, but we still keep trying to reach that feeling in life that we once had. And parents get there when they play with their young kids and that spark or light comes back into their life once again. As they play with the kids and the imagination and the role playing all comes into play and they're just having fun. That's what the feeling that we used to have when we were kids. Here, I know the film was mostly about adolescence right before puberty, so pre-teen age, but they could have had something to make Riley react more hormonally unstable or try to distance herself from who she really was by creating a fake persona, similar to what Anxiety wanted her to do, create another person of herself to please the new friends. But I would have liked it to be more internal debate, more fighting between her two personas that we saw as the crystal being represented by the white glowing light versus Anxiety's persona that was orange. Something that had to do with those internal battles. Having teenagers flip-flop between emotions, something that will make adults be like, yeah, I remember going through that, versus putting everything on Anxiety's emotion in the film. Next con, at the end of the film, we see the parents' emotions inside their heads, but we don't see their version of nostalgia. Wouldn't it be nice if we had that emotion there already in the background in the chair and for them to reply to it with, yes, we know nostalgia, go back to looking out the window, or a joke that would make adults relate to getting old and having that nostalgia factor come into life. Since that is what Anxiety hinted at in the film when she told Nostalgia that it was too early for her and to go back and she would keep her posted when she needed to come in. Or maybe that's something that's going to be in part 3. As of now, we don't know, but we still need to see Riley go through high school and actually go through puberty puberty, so that's going to be rough. But I'm pretty sure teenagers who grew up with the first one, once they see that, they're going to relate to it. So my grade for this film is going to be a 7.5 out of 10. I still prefer the first film over this, not by much. Not saying that this film is bad or worse, just saying that the first film will resonate more with parents and making them understand their kids more, and this one will just add something additional to make them understand them better. Same goes for the kids' point of view. They can understand themselves better with this film by showing what sort of things are like inside of themselves as far as emotions go. And I read somewhere that some therapists do refer to this film when talking to young patients by connecting that bridge so they better understand what they're going through, and it's a great way to connect with their patients. The film was enjoyable. I just wanted that missing part from the first one as far as Bing Bong goes, and the ending did leave me wanting a little bit more as an additional joke or so, but I can't really say what it would have been. Just saying that this film was enjoyable and I recommend it. So that does it for this review of Inside Out 2. Please join us next time where we're going to review A Quiet Place Day 1.
If we stay here, we die. I have a plan.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. You can find our social media links below, and like always, keep watching movies.